Have you ever woke up and felt instantly inspired to give a space in your home a mini makeover? The kind of makeover that doesn't require multiple trips to the hardware store or heavy power tools or even a second mortgage? Small makeovers like the one I'm about to start today are my absolute favorite because these transformations can literally happen overnight and on the smallest of budgets, and the instant gratification you get is powerful. Ever since I painted over the green walls in the dining room last year, I've been trying to figure out the best way to bring color back into this space. With the dining room and the kitchen basically being one big room, and then the living room with its dark navy walls visually open to it as well, I knew that I had to do something that would make everything feel cohesive. I need the two spaces to complement each other, but at the same time, I want them to feel distinctly different. I had already used Templeton Gray by Benjamin Moore on the lower kitchen cabinets, so when it came down to it, that seemed like the best, most practical option, especially since I still had a good amount of paint left in the can. That meant that I could get started right away, and that is always a plus when it comes to these last-minute mini makeovers. While the rain kept on pouring outside, the inspiration was pouring out of me inside, and at this very moment I was actively dreaming of all the other ways that I can bring cozy cottage style into this little dining room. Maybe I can incorporate wallpaper down the road, or maybe add some faux beams to the ceiling. It really feels like the possibilities are endless. But on this day, I was content to continue the painting process, this time focusing on the fireplace mantle, the rest of the trim work, and the plate rack by the door. Giving these pieces a couple coats of the blue paint, I think will be the finishing touch to really tie the kitchen and dining room spaces together and drive home that English cottage feel that I'm desperately, hopelessly chasing after. Decorating day has finally arrived, and this is always my favorite day when it comes to doing these projects in our home. This is the day where it feels like everything really comes together, where all of the ideas that I had in my head finally become a full reality. And I always just love getting to put those final finishing touches on the space. Although I'm not going to go full on fall, I promise there will be no pumpkins in this video. I do want to go for a little bit of a warmer, cozier feeling here. And it has been kind of rainy and dreary over the last 2 or 3 days. So I feel like my soul wants that. I am craving those deeper tones, those warmer tones. So I'm ready to lean in just a tad bit into that today. The other day, while endlessly scrolling Pinterest, as I do on most days, I saw an image that stopped me in my tracks. It was this beautiful old fireplace surround that had worn out sheet music hung inside of it, filling the void that would have just been bare wall space. And I knew immediately I had to do that in the dining room. So I went through the house and I found a book stashed in the garage that hadn't seen the light of day in years, and I tore some pages out of it to recreate the look. I especially love how these book pages are yellowing just a tinge around the edges, giving it even more of a vintage feel. It never ceases to amaze me how something so simple as old book pages can completely transform a space in such a big way. The amount of charm that this adds to the surround and the entire room cannot be overstated, and I'm already loving it so much that I imagine I'll want to leave this up well into the holiday season. My maternal grandmother, whose portrait hangs in our dining room, was and in a lot of ways still is a great source of inspiration to me. Among all of her amazing qualities, she was also a cat lover. And when I saw this cat print on the public domain, I instantly knew I had to download it and print it out because it reminded me so much of her beloved Jerome. And I thought, what better place than above the portrait of her, that my grandpa painted, by the way, for this sweet little feline friend to go.